I'm Darius McClure, intern of sports information, here to interview Coach Stroud about the upcoming season. How you doing, Coach Stroud?
Doing good. Thanks, Darius.
Okay, so it's finally game week, and I just wanted to know how prepared is the team physically for the season.
Oh, you know what? It's a lot of work, and they've put in a full calendar with me now, and this is my second year in, but they've had a full 12 months with me, and they've done a great job. Had good preparation this summer, and they had a good training camp, and their attitude, work ethic has really been exceptional.
So what's the main objective of the strength and conditioning program?
Well, I think it's really twofold. I think number one, always the main goal of a strength and conditioning program is to prevent injuries. And obviously we've been a lot more successful in that avenue than we have in past years. And second of all, obviously the most obvious is to develop bigger, stronger, faster, more flexible athletes, and that would be a secondary. It would be primary to the players, but I think in the big picture, injury prevention is probably the number one goal.
So how do you feel about the team's progression during the offseason?
Well, you know what, we've made strides, and obviously the tangible strides that you see are obviously the numbers. We've gotten stronger at doing the bench press, we've got stronger at doing the power clean, we've gotten a step faster. We've done all those things, but the biggest thing is the intangible things that the program brings to you is the attitude of the players, the closeness of the team chemistry you develop by working together during an off season. Those things to me are probably more important than the numbers are.
So from when you arriving to now, what's the biggest difference in the team that you picked up so far?
I think, just in a nutshell, the second thing I just covered, I think the biggest thing right now is the chemistry and closeness of the team. Last year when we came into this thing, I felt like we had cliques of people and that not everybody on the same page together. And I feel a lot more comfortable with our team as individuals right now, working together and being a team and being a teammate. More so than last year. And I think that's the biggest difference, other than the obvious. I mean, if we do our job down here, we're going to get bigger, stronger, and faster, I think. But the team chemistry is the thing that ultimately is going to win you a championship, and we're going in that direction.
Okay. Now that we're in season, what's the approach as far as to the strength and conditioning program compared to the off-season approach?
Well, you really have two different groups of people in season. You have some down the line players that might be younger and may not be quite ready to play on Saturday. Those players usually get a couple more days of work in and start their off season maybe the second or third week of the season. It's a big adjustment for young players. They're getting their feet wet academically. They're going to study hall. They have to learn time management. You want to kind of break them in slow, but they'll be training a lot more in the weight room than our players that you see on the field on Saturday. The players that we have on the field on Saturday, it's a very difficult schedule for them as well, and we still try to train 3 days a week, and we still use some form of periodization or progression to try to get them a little bit better in season. But obviously the time constraints that we have are much different in season. It makes it a little bit more difficult, and it's a little more commitment from the player during the season. But still, the goal is injury prevention. Because once the season starts and the grind of the season and the academics that these guys go through, it makes it a lot more difficult on them. So we just try to hang on to what we have and get 3 good days in.
Okay, so with you being a former player here, what's the biggest difference between from when you play here in the strength and conditioning program until now?
I just think the industry, just over the last 25 years in particular, has changed so dramatically that we have so much more information, we have so many more students of strength and conditioning now, that there's a lot much more information, and there's a lot more that the strength coach has to decipher on what's effective to train the team and what's not effective to train the team. And when we decipher things down and get it, it still comes down to some very basic elements, and lifts, but I think that the elements of balance, core stability, and speed have become more prevalent, the past 10 years in this business, and it's going in that direction. The impact of the internet and the involvement of the National Football League has touched everybody, and it's made NFL training methods more accessible to our players, and the recruiting has changed so much that our players see the way different players get trained and the success that they have, and the players have thirst for more knowledge in that area too. So you have to stay on top of it and give the players something new every year.
Okay, well, thanks for the interview, Coach Stroud. We look forward to seeing how the team progress this season.
Thank you so much, Darius. I appreciate you coming by.